Now like, what stolen election? And then they come back and do cleanup set shit. Cleanup set. They tell all YouTubers, yo, if you mention a fraudulent election one more fucking time, we're gonna snatch up your channel. And they show you that on mainstream media and demoralize the fuck out of you niggas. Now you got people like Officer Tatum and ABL and the rest of these niggas, even Mark Dice. Even Mark Dice, and people champion, cause Mark Dice tell the truth. He called Dave Rubin a faggot. Even Mark Dice, they sit up there because they want to keep that money coming in, because they got you in the fucking chokehold now. Because this is your livelihood, bro. As long as this YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, as long as that shit is your livelihood, they got you in a fucking chokehold. Especially if you want to operate on them folks' platforms, especially when you're not making any alternatives or doing shit yourself. When you just want to be on fucking Twitter, bro. Do you know on Twitter wild as fuck? I should pull out the burner phone and show you some bullshit on Twitter right now. That shit gave me bad gas. Y'all don't fucking hear me. Looking at Twitter gives me bad gas. I'm not even bullshitting. Bubbles in my fucking stomach. You ever read a tweet and you have to fart? It's like Twitter is where all the gaseous fat chicks go, just to squeeze one out. This nigga on Twitter talking about, the first Twitter hit you with that bullshit recommended tweet. There's some random guy, he's like, yo, everybody, I need you to know my wife has terminal cancer. I don't know how to feel about it. I got this today. My wife has terminal cancer. I don't know how to feel about it. The bitch about to die. The women are swooning in the car. I'm like, why the fuck is he putting... And you start feeling bad, but then you think about it. Why the fuck are you telling us? Why are you telling us this online? You see how Twitter has become a leg. You know how you got both legs? You can't imagine, people with both their legs can't imagine losing a leg. Twitter has replaced a lot of people's right leg and just become their right leg. So now when people lose Twitter, they feel like they lose an out and they get depressed and want to kill themselves. Cyberbullying. That's where that shit comes from. Anyway, so Twitter softens you up with bullshit stories like that. I'm like, you have no... Why the fuck are you here telling us this shit? What, we can't do shit for you. What do you want, money? Just come out and say that. Be like, yo, the bitch about to die. I started a GoFundMe. Come donate. But nah, it's always a long, drawn out story. Like, yo, my wife about to die. The bitch just had a kid last month. I got 3 kids. I don't know what I'm going to tell my kids. I'm like, you don't know what you're going to tell your kids, but you know what you're going to tell us? We're fucking strangers. What do you haven't even told your kids, but you're online telling us that the bitch is about, your wife is about to die. She's about to die. She got colon cancer. That shit is extremely private. Your wife hasn't had a bowel movement in 5 months. And you're on Twitter telling us this? Really, nigga? I don't know how I'm gonna tell my kids. They give you the kids' names too. Lil Anna and Lil Amelia. Amelia just turned 6, by the way. I don't know what I'm gonna tell her. I'm like, yo, your wife hasn't had a bowel movement in forever. She's gonna die tomorrow. And you're on Twitter telling us. So that shit gives you bad gas. So then you keep scrolling. Twitter hit you with, now Twitter done softened you up. They hit you with that bullshit. Either Tim Pool or somebody else pops the fuck out. Matt Walsh, somebody. I can't believe what gay people are doing today. So you think to yourself, yo, I haven't even thought about gay people all fucking day. No one cares. I'm living my best life, struggling to remove the pitman arm from a Chevy Silverado. Enjoying it. Now here I am on the shitter, scrolling through Twitter, and this nigga's talking about faggotry. People on the right, look at this faggot. And for some reason, your dumb ass look. And it is the gayest nigga standing next to like a 4-year-old. And now you're like, what the fuck? Now that gets you going through that. It get where you go through all the emotions on Twitter. Then you scroll through the comment section. Twitter hit you with this bullshit. You scroll through the comment section as if reading the shit wasn't bad enough from the person that posted it. Going through the comment section and Twitter hit you with the bullshit. It's a random person comment, well, I don't see what's wrong with it. There's absolutely nothing wrong with love is love. So now you get into an argument with them. You're still on the shitter, mind you. Stomach hurting, gaseous. Your thumb is going full speed though. And then they write back, fuck off. And the next thing you know, you've been on the toilet for 2 hours. Like you about to blow your stomach lining out. Like your shit just sliding there. You've been on the toilet, your ass is dry. You haven't even wiped yet. That shit caked to your ass. And you arguing with a random nigga on Twitter. Because they don't see nothing wrong with with 3 dads. It'd be something weird like 3 dads. So now you gotta be a social justice warrior. But like 3 dads is fucked up. That's fucking weird. And you say it as if the person you're telling is gonna agree with you. No, they come back at you with some copied and pasted shit that they got somewhere from some random scientist. Well, 5 out of 5 scientists say 3 dads is healthy. And now you're like, well, give me the fucking link. Now you're on the toilet, on taking a shit, on Twitter with one thumb. Cause you're bracing yourself on the little handle with this hand, and you got one thumb on one phone, that big dumbass phone you got holding your chin. Look, send me the link. They send you the link, and it's more bullshit you get mad about. And then half of the niggas that go through this, they take to YouTube and Twitter and Instagram and other places and display their frustrations. And that makes whatever movement they are arguing against grow. Controlled opposition. They put the spotlight on, bro, they want you mad. Because when you're mad, you discuss the bullshit. And when you discuss the bullshit, you put a spotlight on it. And what do things need to grow? Light. What does the plant? Sunlight. You put a searchlight on it. You highlight it. Like how people be highlighting my name in orange and they make you look. You be like, now you have more eyes on that shit. You are controlled opposition. I say all that to say you are controlled opposition. It's you. Feeding the bullshit. No one gives a fuck about retarded people doing retarded shit. Mankind has always been here while retarded people were doing retarded shit. However, mankind has not always had a fucking video recording devices. Cameras on their fucking phones. Mankind does not. Let me give y'all an example, right? Yesterday in DC, yeah, y'all know I'm up here in DC, around DC, near DC. It's down yonder. Yesterday in DC, it was a mass shooting. I don't tell you this to scare you, get you on some bullshit. I'm just telling you, just to let you know, it was a mass shooting in DC yesterday. The guy who did the shooting was like a little Mexican. I don't know what the fuck he was. Little Alejandro. Little Eli Alejandro, whoever the fuck that was. None of you give a fuck. Somebody said fake. No one cares if it's fake. No one cares that Alejandro existed. No one gives a fuck how many guns that nigga had or how many niggas he shot. But soon as you see it on the TV, what do? You have to run to the internet, and it was fake. It was even saying controlled opposition. It was controlled opposition. Or you got the people on the right like, look, he's Mexican, and if he was a white guy and did it, then the mainstream media would have covered it over here. So now you got more people giving light to the bullshit, and you don't even care. Because had you not heard about it, all of my Blue Jays agree with me, by the way. They're backing me up. I say the same shit. That's what I'm telling the people now. They said they don't give a fuck about a Mexican shooting 13 niggas in Northwest. Where that shit happened at? Northwest? That shit was, how many niggas they say he shot? Man, he shot 3 niggas. No one cares. Bro, he had like 33 guns. No one gives a fuck. People are out here building shit, doing shit, huh? And then he killed himself. One less lonely Mexican. Shout out to Justin Bieber. No one cares. Somebody said 33. You see that? See how I did that? See how no one gives a fuck? He shot 33 people. And he had 33 guns on him. No one cares. And it's not heartless to say it. It's just no one authentically gives a fuck. The only reason you care and the only reason you know it was 3 was because the TV told you. But guess what it's going to do? Get people talking about it. Because for whatever reason, whatever happens, people feel a need. We got to keep up current politics, current events. And that shit does nothing but push agendas after it doesn't matter what perspective or spin you put on the bullshit you are given. The fact that you yourself get it and then disperse it amongst your followers, friends, whatever, that is what gives it life. That's why I titled this Controlled Opposition, because it's you. And for other reasons. And because I need opposition if I want to grow on YouTube. I have to. I was talking about this with the missus earlier. I was like, yo, I might have you make a dummy account and just do nothing but talk shit about me. Get other people on board. That way, more and more people could be like, why everybody talking shit about Barricade Garage? If you want people on the right and people in a certain demographic or people on the right to watch you, all you gotta do is paint yourself as a liberal and talk shit about Barricade Garage. I promise you, I have niggas on the right over here so fucking fast donating patriots, buying wood chunks, all types of shit. Promise you. Swear. That's all you need. Hate crime for whites to wear braids now. Bruh, that's all you need. You want to know how you change culture? That's how you do it. You want to know why the Overton window keeps moving? This is how. Because you give life to everything you talk about. All the retarded shit you see people over there do, you bring it to your inner circles over here. And then they spread it out far and wide, like Pokemon. And then before you know it, you have a lot of people talking about shit. And the more and more you have people talking about shit, the more and more, as time goes on, people justify it when they see even more fucked up shit. They're like, I mean, it's just 2 gay guys banging a kid. I mean, that's not that bad. I mean, at least it's not 18 gay guys banging a fucking kid with a pig. That's how it happens. That's how the fuck it happens. Dave Rubin. Oh, it's just two dads with a kid. At least the child wasn't aborted. At least they didn't abort the child. Would you rather the child be aborted? What that other fucking name? Pete Buttigieg. At least, would you rather the child, at least the child go with a loving family? And you're sitting somewhere going, yo, it's 2 faggot stuff. Like the child is going with 2 faggots. And they're like, it's 2 loving dads. I'm just grateful the child isn't aborted. These are conservative responses. I'm just grateful the child wasn't aborted. I'd rather the child be with 2 faggots than be dead as a bitch and sold for parts. And then somebody's at home going, how about neither? How about we don't justify none of it? This is the problem with politics. Then let me go back to politics and tell you why I said fuck the left, fuck the right. They do this same shit in politics all the time. How many people said, well, Trump had to do that. He had to play ball to a certain extent. And then people get mad at me when I say you need a dictator to get yourself out of this shit. America would need a dictator to get out of this shit America has gotten itself into. No Congress, no nothing, no playing ball. There is no opposition to play ball with. As long as you have polar opposites, you're going to have people competing. Well, he had to. Like it's a marriage. You know how in marriage they tell you got to compromise? That's what they do. They be like, you got to compromise. That's how they treat the left and right. Like them bitches married. Left wing, right wing. They treat them bitches like they're married. Well, you got to compromise. Bitch, this ain't a marriage. A lot of y'all in here right now don't like leftists, but you compromise with them politically every fucking day. Why is that? Because you're a switch hitter. That's why. You're a swinger. That's why. It's a marriage and you niggas are swingers. The shit's not gonna work. That's why I came out with the big homie dictator skits. Because you need a fucking dictator. A dictator makes fucking sense. Somebody said my girlfriend was upset. Your girlfriend was upset at who? There's a lot of people girlfriends upset with me. I've called out Erica individually. There are no Ericas in here. The last that one bird that I got a blue tit sitting on that branch right there named Erica, and that bitch agreed with me. The last Erica that was in here, I made her feel so fucking bad she left and never came back. And if I start some controlled opposition YouTube channel, that's actually me, where all I do is talk shit about Barricade Garage, I guarantee you Erica will join. I will have all the Ericas pushing my personal agenda, thinking that they're letting their grievances out about me. That's controlled opposition. You assemble every America. This side, the Mississippi, had them bitches going to protest against me. They don't know it, but I'm the one paying them to do the shit. Me. Just to get my name out there so more people come out and be like, huh, what are you talking about? What he got to offer? Oh shit, he's the shit. That nigga's base. All of you Ericas, all of you Megans, and all of you Keishas. Like, you don't think I could get all the Nissan Altima driving motherfuckers on one YouTube channel that I got just talking shit about me? And they think they're really doing something, but whole time it's my channel and I'm talking shit about myself and they have joined. And now they echo my sentiments about myself and they act like it's their own idea. And then they go far and wide throughout the corners of the internet and bring more attention and awareness to me, BG, Barricade Garage, and more people file in here when I live stream and more people listening to the message. And before you know it, you will see a country full of truck and trailers. Swear. All that shit, all I do is talk about truck and get a truck and trailer. I promise you, if I assemble the Nissan Altima people and the Ericas, you'll start seeing more and more truck and trailers everywhere you go. Because all the Ericas are out there going against me and they're actually doing my bidding. Controlled opposition, man. Come on now. Somebody said the left is controlled opposition. The only opposition for the left to control is the right, and vice versa. They are the same. They are the same. That's why they switch it and they treat it as if it's a marriage. They're a union, one. That's why all your favorite politicians say, oh, well, I had to compromise on this. That's why you have senators that you think are base signing bullshit bill like with their name on it, and they come out with it and they like, how come he had to do that? Well, I had to play ball to a certain extent. I had to compromise. You know how like in a marriage, how you have to compromise with your significant other? I had to compromise. I put my name on it. And shut the fuck up. You're the fucking same. It's in that situation, the controlled opposition is the controlled opposition. There is no fucking difference. The difference is to make you think there's a fucking difference. And in and of that is the controlled opposition. Which is why anything the left says, people on the right do the opposite. Anything people on the right say, people on the left do the opposite. This is why they couldn't just have anti-vaxxers. No, pay attention, people. I'm going to run this by you again. They couldn't just have anti-vaxxers for the coronavirus vaccine rollout. Nope. Nope. They had to make it political. So they got all these newcomers, anti-vax people, to be situated on the right. That way, the people on the left are solidified in their actions and their trust for Big Pharma, who in general, liberals don't even fucking trust. That's it. That's it. Because you had people from you got anti-vaxxers, you had people like me, you had people on the left, they don't do vaccines. Some people on the right, they don't do vaccines. But in general, from what I've seen, that seems to be more so something that you see on the left. Distrust for vaccines. It wasn't until recent years that you see that on the right, but they had to make it political for a reason. So a lot of these newcomers and people out of the coronavirus vaccine, mRNA technology, your responses have been programmed. They needed that. They needed that energy of the anti-coronavirus vaccine to solidify the desire to take it over here on the left. And people who are against these people, everybody who equates anti-vaxxers with like prehistoric retards and cavemen and people who are going to die out, let them die out, natural selection. Yeah, they needed you because they needed these people who may have been skeptical without you to double down and take the shit. That's it. You served no other purpose, and now you have been discarded. Like a chicken wing eaten by Elon Musk's baby mother, Grimes.